I talked about this literally a year ago, and then now it's starting to become prominent. Like I called it because they have nothing. There's nothing else that they can pin against them. This is from the Gateway Pundit. Trump campaign fact checks Kamala Harris point by point after biased moderators failed to call out her lies during the debate. Here are all the details. Oh, this I've been waiting for this. Let's get into it. Trump campaign is taking matters in his own hands after the blatantly biased performance by the debate moderators who failed to hold Kamala Harris accountable for her numerous lies. Last night's debate featured Kamala Harris dodging responsibility for her failed policies while a complicit moderator allowed her to escape scrutiny in yet another display of blatant media bias. Despite the stacked odds, President Donald Trump emerged victorious, offering a clear solutions while exposing Kamala Harris's disastrous record and long list of lies. The debate was a glaring example of how far the radical left is willing to go to distort the truth. Kamala Harris, with full support and biased moderator, attempted to rewrite history in pushing dangerous far-left policies, but the facts speak for themselves. Trump's campaign officials immediately issued a point-by-point fact check on Harris's lies. All right, so what do we got here? Let's see. Tonight's debate was indisputable victory of President Trump, despite disgraceful 3-on-1 format. Let's see. Oh, wow. So this is a bunch of... Oh, I see. So it's a bunch of videos. So here we go. So let's start with the first one. I'm not going to go through all of these. There's way too many. So let's go through the top 5, shall we? All right. This one's from Alex Pfeiffer, and that's on X. It says, Kamala just said, quote, there is not one member of the United States military who is in active duty in a combat zone. NPR just a couple weeks ago, 7 U.S. troops hurt in Iraq raid targeting Islamic State group militants that killed 15. So let's...
and as of today, there is not one member of the United States military who is in active duty in a combat zone in any war zone around the world, the first time this century.
The first time this century. What about Niger? Didn't we have an issue in Niger a month ago? Like literally a month ago. Where all of our troops were left basically to fend for themselves.
Yeah, there's some talk about the Civil War, right? There's some tensions brewing up in Nigeria, or like in one of those places, and like the soldiers like, well, we need orders, and they just weren't given any. They were cut off.
Right. What's this one? Kamala falsely claimed that she does not support a government takeover of healthcare. She does. Let's see what she has to say.
Just to follow up on that, and correct me if I'm wrong, to reiterate, you support the Medicare for All bill, I think initially co-sponsored by Senator Bernie Sanders. You're also a co-sponsor on it. I believe it will totally eliminate private insurance. So for people out there who like their insurance, they don't get to keep it?
Well, listen, the idea is that everyone gets access to medical care. And you don't have to go through the process of going through an insurance company, having them give you approval, going through the paperwork, all of the delay that may require. Who of us has not had that situation where you got to wait for approval and the doctor says, well, I don't know if your insurance company is going to cover this. Let's eliminate all of that. Let's move on.
Okay, so coming from a country, Beard, where they have free healthcare, how much do you guys pay in taxes annually to support that?
I mean, if you want the actual percentage, that's hard as hell because we have the whole weird tax bracket thing where, like, theoretically, the more you earn, the more you pay, all that malarkey. But even then, like, I was on a lower bracket of, like, entry-level work, and I was still paying at least 20%.
And that's just on the healthcare, right?
Well, 20% was like my total, and then like on healthcare, yeah, we're probably paying closer to like 3 or 4% of that. So I'd say about at least 10 to 15% of our total spending is on healthcare, and it's gotten worse now because we keep bragging about, oh, we have free public healthcare, it's all subsidized. Like, okay, well, who's using it? Everyone but the Irish, apparently.
I mean, Canada does too, but their percentage is way higher than that. I mean, when you talk about total taxes,
Again, like I'm not gonna don't quote me on this. Like I haven't actually checked what the percentages are in Ireland, but like they would even if I did check, they wouldn't tell us the truth. That's the scary part.
no, of course not. Of course not. Now, let's see. What's another one here? Kamala denied she supports fracking ban. She does mandatory gun confiscation. I think we went over that a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, we watched her say that. She said we will institute assault weapons bans. Like, and then that's when we got the classic. Well, if I hit you with anything, it's an assault weapon. If I hit you with a Furby, it's an assault Furby.
Kamala Harris, please, I beg you, please define what an assault weapon is. Oh wait,
she was born in a middle class family, and she was born to a hardworking middle class businesswoman mother. I don't know, something like that. Like she just go off on some weird tangent.
Exactly. Kamala Harris said that's not true when President Trump highlighted her support for defunding the police, which she is repeatedly called to do. Kamala denied she raised money to bail violent rioters out of jail during the 2020 Summer of Love, but her tweet is literally still up. Quote, if you're able to chip in now to the Monday Night Football? No, I'm just kidding. The Minnesota Freedom Fund to help post bail for those protesting on the ground in Minnesota.
My fascist friends.
Wow. Like, does she have any staff workers? Any?
From what? Well, here's the thing, though. No, here's the thing. She does. The problem is her turnover rate is 92%. So all these people who are writing stuff for her probably got fed up with her antics and her alcoholism and has left and said, "All right, you're inheriting this pile of papers. Figure it out."
Right. You could pay some 15-year-old like $10 an hour to go through your entire history in 2 hours and delete anything that you ask them to delete. Like, are you kidding me? Like, this is
not even that, but as a politician, I'm pretty sure, like, given that they're like in bed with Google and all that, like, she could go into like, you need to go into where they're holding all this data in the servers and archives and wipe it. Like, they have that power. Like Zuckerberg admitted, like the government are in bed. Like, if they wanted something like fully wiped, they could.
I mean, or you can go the Hillary route and just use a hammer.
Bleach it. Yeah. Like, what happened is, like, it fell down the stairs. Like, so it fell down the stairs, yes, and the stairs was laden with hammers, yes, and then there's a pool of bleach at the bottom.
Yep, exactly.
Just a normal Tuesday.
Yep, and then last but not least, let's talk about Project 2025, which, by the way, if you go on to Rumble a couple weeks ago, I did an entire episode on the truths and misconceptions of Project 2025. Just go right to my Rumble page. That is rumble.com/user/Romanation, one word. You can find out. It's our longest episode, too. It was 2 hours long.
I vividly remember having to edit all that.
Yeah, I know you do. Because what we did is we took all of the claims that people were making about Project 2025, and then we actually got a hold of the white document, the legal form document. And then we just functioned everything. And we put it in to see if it was there, and it was not. And we even used keywords, keywords such as, we put in assassination, we put in black people, we put in all this stuff just to figure out if it was in there and if it was true, and it wasn't.
Wait, well, we say black people, like what kind? Like actual black people or Kamala Harris, black person?
Well, there were some people saying that Project 2025 were going to kill all black people, and I was like, okay, I got to do this first.
I thought that was Planned Parenthood. I thought that's what Kamala was in for.
No, but I mean, you can probably ask, some young black woman in New York City. Oh, I've said too much. Anyways, let's move on. So, Kamala falsely claimed President Trump supports Project 2025, despite the fact that he has never been involved. So let's see what we got here.
The breaking news is Trump has nothing to do with Project 2025. Sure, a lot of us have worked in the admin and came together, but this started long before he even announced for president.
Boom. Yeah, I mean, this was in the works well before they even knew he was going to be president.
Not even that, like when they announced it, like within like a day or two, like it was pretty shortly afterwards. Like even Trump and all them saying Trump had nothing to do with all this. Like, it was major news. Everyone was talking about, like, they're like, yeah, this is just a random group of conservatives who just made this idea, like, as a wish list. It's like, this is like their Christmas list.
Right. I called this like a year ago. As soon as I saw like people, there it was in the rumblings. They were talking about, okay, you guys need to focus more on Project 2025 because of this and that, and blah blah. It was a year ago. Nobody was talking about it. So I decided to do an episode on Project 2025. Actually, this was before we became live. I did some dark shows on the Timcast Discord, right? And I actually pinned a Project 2025 against Agenda 2030. And I mean, if you guys weren't part of the Timcast Discord, I'm sorry, you're never going to see it. But
And if you are still a part of Timcast Discord, I'm sorry.
you still won't see it. You had to be there. Yeah. So, but yeah, so I talked about this literally a year ago. And then now it's starting to become prominent. Like I called it because they have nothing. There's nothing else that they can pin against them.
Yeah, well, I mean, at this
When you
point,
look
like,
at
they know that not only they have nothing, but now they're either misconstruing, or now they're just flat out making stuff up. Like, I called that out, like, we said, as like, we were watching that on the day yesterday. Harris full on said, if Trump gets into power, he's going to destroy the Constitution.
yeah, right.
Like, what?
Like
Even
I mean,
I knew that was complete BS.
there were a couple of people even on my Facebook that were liberals that were like, I don't remember that at all. Like I don't remember him. That would have been one of the biggest stories in history. You want to talk about giving a reason to impeach? That's a reason to impeach. But anyways, I the next couple weeks are going to be crazy, y'all. I hope you guys are ready.